Hello and welcome to Mondays at Pitch. It's been international break, so we've not been much Premier League to talk about in terms of results.
Snooze fest.
Pretty much, yeah. So early in the season, don't like it. Do not like it at all.
If I'm not mistaken, next month again, within a month,
Oh God.
go
Is
through
it-
the same thing again.
Is it friendlies though? Because that's the worst. Having international breaks for friendlies. That's what
I'm not
cannot
sure.
stand.
I think it's is it the is it the
Is it
last
all
is it the
qualifiers,
last two qualifiers? Yeah. If I'm
Yes,
not
there's 2
mistaken.
games left, isn't
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Probably is actually, yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, we did have a transfer deadline day.
Yeah.
It was quite interesting. I mean, nothing groundbreaking, but
Yeah, I mean compared to previous seasons where last minute there were loads of last minute or big last minute deals going through. It was pretty quiet in that sense, but there were loads of activity
Yeah.
regardless. No massive names, but
yeah. I mean, it was pretty quiet for our clubs.
but
You didn't bring anyone in?
no.
No. We brought in this Vlasic player that plays for Hajduk Split. That we played against them.
Convenient.
And, yeah, we thought we would take a gamble on him. He's only a young lad. See what
Yeah.
happens. But no, I'd say one of the biggest ones. Well, since you mentioned that, Ross Barkley.
So weird.
I'm still a bit confused by what
I
happened.
mean, you know better than I do.
So to summarise, apparently we agreed a deal believed to be 35 million with Chelsea, which for a player with 1 year left on his contract,
Good business.
yeah, I'll take it. Now Barkley,
Injured player.
yes, yeah. Now Barkley denies that he had a medical, but a lot of people are saying he did. Like all Sky Sports, they reporting
He
he did.
apparently had half a medical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he hit the emergency stop button on the treadmill and was like, "Nah, I'm going home." So this.
That was so
But-
weird.
But yeah, and yeah, he just decided he doesn't want to go.
Apparently he said it's unfair on the clubs involved. So
There's been a few stories.
I really don't understand. Like if you've agreed, well the clubs have definitely agreed, and if you agreed to go down to London to get your
Yeah.
to go through your medical, that means you must have thought, yeah, cool, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
If you weren't interested, you would have said straight away, no,
Yeah.
we're not doing this. It's not happening.
Mm.
But you clearly agreed. So to go there, I first of all, even if I didn't want to be there, if I was already halfway through, I wouldn't know how to say, look,
Yeah.
I'm not really feeling it. Did he see something that he didn't like or something? About the training ground, that's not quite
Potentially,
right.
yeah.
The bar didn't quite have a good selection of wine or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seemed really
Yeah.
odd.
There was a story that go around that apparently he tried to get hold of Conte to find out more about like where he'd be playing, like what kind of position he wanted
Right.
to play him in. Apparently Conte didn't have his phone or it was turned off or something like
Of
that.
course, on deadline day, why would you keep your phone on if you're a manager of a club?
Maybe he just didn't answer it or something.
Yeah.
Now,
Didn't recognize the number.
yeah.
Who's this guy?
Now, personally, I don't believe that. I don't
Yeah,
believe
that
for a
can't be
second.
right.
Yeah. My theory is, I reckon he wants to go to Spurs, personally. Now,
Okay.
I reckon his agent has found out that Spurs were a bit keen.
Clearly not keen enough.
Yeah, maybe not got time to do it because I know Spurs had a few deals on deadline day which didn't go through.
Yeah.
Maybe they've gone, alright, listen mate, don't sign, stay where you are. We'll either pick you up in January or we'll sign you on a pre-contract, get you for not on next summer. And he's gone, his agent's told him this and he's gone, you know what, I'll do that.
Or
Personally, that's what I think's happened.
I suppose if that's the case, it makes sense. As in, he's got a better chance of getting to the Spurs team than Chelsea team.
And you know, you look at what Chelsea done. Like Kurt Zuma,
Yeah.
he's gone out on loan again.
Yeah.
If he's not good enough, stop teasing him, lad. Because
No, but Chelsea do that every year.
yeah, that's what they're doing now.
Yeah.
They're teasing these
Yeah,
young lads to think, listen, we're signing you, you go out on loan, well then we'll bring you back, you'll be
Yeah,
ready then.
yeah.
He keeps sending them out on loan.
Every
And
single time.
it's not fair to these lads
No.
who, I'm not saying the kids, but the young lads who want to be playing professional football
Oi.
and they're just being teased by the club.
The only
Eventually
one
get
that's
the club.
actually come back, but that too after ages, was Moses.
Yeah.
He's gone
It took him a while.
every season. He's gone, and then all of a sudden under Conte, he's there. Spurs team.
It's bullshit. You saw how many players they released.
Lukaku.
Yeah.
same thing.
I think you look at how many players
Yeah.
Chelsea released this
Yeah.
summer. I can't remember how many it was.
Yeah, but
But-
I think it was 10 or 15.
Last season,
Yeah.
Chelsea had, I think it was 32 players out on loan last season. Now that's just stupid. It's just ridiculous. It's
yeah.
not fair on the young lads, but I don't know.
Just, I guess that's your policy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Personally, sorry, just one more thing about what we say about Barkley, like what I reckon Everton should do. He's been named in our Europa League squad.
Alright.
Personally, now I might be wrong on this, but I would personally play him for the last few minutes of a one Europa League game, because then that way, if he does go to Spurs or in the summer, in January, he can't play Champions League. Now they might say it's a bit bitter, but Barkley has basically cost us that 35 million.
Oh mate, what are you talking
We
about?
could have got 35
What are you
million.
talking about? Champions League? Spurs will be in Europa League. But
That's a good point. They'll already be out by then,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's a nasty group for them, isn't
Yeah.
it? Well, anyway,
If they're lucky, they'll be in Europa.
yeah, I see that. But yeah, then there was also talk about Sanchez.
Yeah.
Man City really wanted him.
Yeah.
They made a £60 million bid, I believe.
Yeah. I think Arsenal wanted 75 and the player.
For someone who's only got, he's only got 1 year left. I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think Arsenal wanted 75 and the player. They wanted Sterling.
Sterling didn't want to go though, apparently.
Don't think City would have sold it. I mean,
Mhm.
he's been playing all right for them, so I don't think he would.
He's had a good start to this
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
Off the bench, over here.
Yeah, and I was quite surprised. Well, I did say, didn't I, a couple of weeks that was it last week? Yeah, before the transfer window shut. I did say I won't be surprised if Arsene Wenger forces him to stay.
Yeah.
Only because there's no chance of them bringing anybody else in, or anybody else of that caliber
Yeah.
in. So and he's already under pressure, Arsene Wenger. So I think by forcing him to stay, Arsene Wenger is trying to win over the fans again. You know, give them a little bit of a boost. Like, oh look, we've kept our best player. We've signaled our intent for the season right now. So I think that's about it really. Now it's all up to Sanchez and what kind of attitude he's going to adopt. Obviously he's a professional. He will do a job, I believe, but he's definitely off at the end. I think at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Though.
You can't see him signing a new contract.
I don't see him going in January. I say end of the season. He's definitely off.
And January's an awkward one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the season's already in full flow.
Yeah.
If the teams might have been knocked out of the Champions League, might be still in it. It's like we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Cup tied players and all that. It's always a bit of a tricky one. But speaking of Arsenal with the Sanchez situation, they did try and sign that Thomas Lemar.
That's another weird one. We don't know what exactly went on.
Yeah, it was quite late in the day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was a bit.
It definitely was a panic bid.
Yeah.
They did.
92 million they bid.
Yeah, like I was saying to you before, 92 million. I think it was just playground stuff with money they didn't have. So I think so, but yeah, it's one of those where they just decided, you know what, can't sign anybody. This kid's been rated. We'll just chuck a massive fee, see what happens. If it gets accepted, we'll think about it. If it doesn't get accepted, then we can say we tried.
Yeah.
And the bid got rejected. So it's just that Monaco called their bluff and said, 90, all right, have him. And they're obviously a selling club, so you're going to throw 92 million their way. They'll say, yeah, so we'll have him. And yeah, it's one of those.
I think he's only a young lad. I can't remember exactly how old he is.
Really young.
But I saw there was, I believe Liverpool tried to sign him as well.
United were linked to
Yeah,
Liverpool. I think made an
Liverpool,
attempt.
they had 2 bids rejected, I believe. I think one was for 65, that was rejected. That was before deadline day though.
Yeah.
But I think if you're putting a bid in that late for a young lad from a different country, I think it's a very big decision for him to make.
You've seen it happen before.
No, it has happened,
Yeah.
but I'm not very surprised it didn't go through.
No.
But another team I see, Tottenham managed to get Llorente.
See, that was a weird one. I didn't even know they were keen.
No.
I'm getting Llorente for starters.
Yeah.
Or a striker. I thought they were alright.
Mm.
I didn't think they were looking in that department, but
Well, Vincent Janssen isn't much of a
not
much of an option for him, is he?
But they've got Harry Kane, and obviously they've got Son, who's had a great season last season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously they need depth in their squad. So yeah, Llorente, I think is a good buy. I reckon he would do all right.
Yeah.
Although the last Spanish striker to play for them, Soldado. Yeah.
Let's just move on from
Yeah,
that. Don't really
yeah.
wanna-
But yeah, good on him. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they were desperate too. They obviously waited to the last minute, not signed anybody throughout the transfer. No.
Well, yeah, because remember, like the first video we did,
Yeah.
we said Spurs haven't signed anyone,
No.
and we did say it might come to the end and he do a load of business.
Yeah,
Now, I mean, like I said, we did discuss they've got a good first 11.
oh, amazing first 11.
Maybe this is the type of thing they need,
Yeah.
which they've actually gone out and done.
Yep.
So I think Spurs fans, probably should be pretty happy about it.
Yeah.
They got the full back from PSG, didn't he, as well?
Exactly.
So so it's not too bad.
No, not at all. Still, I think they're lacking in a few positions, depth-wise.
Yeah.
Not starting 11, they've fired depth-wise. I think they want to fight on four fronts. It's going to be, and especially with the group that they have in the
Yeah.
Champions League, it's not going to
Pretty
be
nasty.
it's not going to be easy for them. But Pochettino's a great coach. I'm sure he'll work around this.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Well, Llorente came from Swansea.
Yeah.
And if you just look at that and you go, well, Swansea have lost Llorente,
Yeah.
they've lost Sigurdsson,
Yeah.
that's not going very well.
No, they weren't doing good to begin
No,
with.
yeah.
Yeah,
But they managed to get Wilfred Boney back.
Yeah, don't think he should have left
No.
personally, but yeah, good. Hopefully he can refine his form that he had at Swansea. So let's hope for that.
Yeah. And
And,
a cracking deal for them. Renato Sanchez, only on loan. But
Yeah, but still, I mean,
Yeah.
okay, granted he's not had the best.
Yeah. He only joined them last summer, didn't he?
Yeah, no, he's not had the best season at Bayern Munich. But he was rated really highly, and Bayern Munich have, they have abundance of talent there, so he wasn't really going to play week in, week out.
No, of course, yeah.
And when he did play, he didn't really, shine. So I guess it's good. I think it's a win-win for both teams. Well, more so for Swansea, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised that they managed to attract.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it's down to Clement.
Yeah.
Because he's quite pally with that job.
Yeah.
No,
He's
obviously got something there.
He's a good coach, and he's got contacts. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how that works out.
Yeah, no, I think it's very interesting.
It's one of those where
I don't know if it's going to be fantastic for them, but I want to see
I
what
feel
happens.
personally, and this might be a big shout out, but I think it's going to be either really successful or really bad. It's not going to be where he's just going to have an okay, decent season personally, and the club say end up in the relegation zone or whatever. The good thing is now the team's going to be based around him.
Yeah.
And he's got Bonnie up front, who is your typical number 9. So it's his time to shine now.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite a nice little buzz, especially after, like I said, they lost Sigurdsson
Yeah,
a few weeks ago,
yeah.
and I say now
Well,
Llorente gone,
yeah.
but
He's their marquee player now, so
yeah, so we'll see how that happens.
Yeah.
Some stuff that didn't happen was Coutinho, still at Liverpool.
yeah.
Now, I didn't think he'd go. Obviously he didn't, but it'd be interesting to see how it pans out.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be similar to what happened with Ronaldo in 09 with us.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was all set to go, but then, I somehow Ferguson convinced him, look, stay with us one more year, and then you can go. I think Jurgen Klopp's done something similar, where it's sort of, obviously Barcelona were interested. They didn't try and hide it at all. But somehow, some way, Jurgen Klopp's managed to persuade him to stay for at least one more season. I think he's another one that's definitely gone by the end of the season.
Yeah.
But by the time Liverpool can look at other options, and they've signed Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Yeah. So, who would you rather have, Coutinho or Oxlade-Chamberlain? But
That's another funny signing. The team, the way they're set up right now, and they're doing good. They're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Without Coutinho.
Yeah, they're doing well.
Obviously now, Coutinho has to because you've kept him. He has to come back into the team. So they have to change things around a little bit. Now, where does Oxlade-Chamberlain fit into the squad? Because I don't think he's moved all the way to be a squad player or to be a rotation player.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I mean, he's now come up being a starter week in, week out for Arsenal. He's been offered a new contract at Arsenal. Turned it down. Chelsea went for him. He'd literally taken a pay cut to come to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because both the contracts that he was offered, apparently the Arsenal deal and the Chelsea deal, were, I want to say significantly more than what he's getting, what he's got at Liverpool. So he must have, I mean, I don't know what he's seen, but he must have seen something there.
Mm-hmm.
And Jurgen Klopp again must have told him, like, look, you've got a particular role that you're going to play, and he must be happy with it. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, well, I think, like I said, it's in terms of Coutinho still being there. We have seen it when managers have said, well, they've obviously said to him behind closed doors, listen, give us another year, then we'll let you do what you want.
Yeah.
Like we did it with John Stones.
Yeah.
He handed a transfer request, and Martinez basically said to him, listen, one more year, then you can do what the hell you want, which is exactly what happened. We'll see what happens. For all we know, Liverpool, they're playing some good football.
Yeah.
They could go on and win the title, and he might go, oh, let's go stay. Obviously, I don't want that to happen. Sorry for Liverpool fans, but you know,
Is this your year? Is this your year?
Anything that can happen in football, isn't it?
It's only been 10,000 days.
You said to the day, isn't it, as well?
10,000 days since they won the title.
At the time of recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10,000 days.
Quite interesting, yeah.
Not long at all.
Yeah, I think the only other real deal worth mentioning on deadline day was Danny Drinkwater.
Yeah.
I was a bit surprised.
There were talks earlier in the transfer window, but then it just disappeared for a long time, and obviously Nemanja Matic left.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. We've already mentioned that.
Yeah. So, and I think they couldn't. I think they couldn't find anybody else towards the end. They signed Bakayoko, haven't they?
Yeah.
And I think he hasn't played yet because he's injured.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think so. So now they've got the last minute searching for a player to replace Nemanja Matic and gone with, well, it's not right to say, but United reject, Danny Drinkwater, paid 35 million for him. 35, wasn't it? Yeah, 35 million pounds for him. Now, you got as a Chelsea fan, if you were a Chelsea fan, how would you feel about that? You just sold a player that is a Rolls Royce of a player. He gives you 7, 8 out of 10 every single game, and key player for his squad, and you sold him to a rival and bought Danny Drinkwater to replace him for 35 million from, given they were champions, Leicester were champions two seasons ago, but right now, the two central midfielders at Chelsea were the two central midfielders.
Yeah, I was thinking, he's just desperately missing Kante. He's like, wait, please let me come back and play with you again. Yeah. You never know.
There you go. And good piece of business for Leicester. I mean, they had a great season 2 seasons ago and won the league. But if you're going to be completely realistic, they're not going to do it again anytime soon.
No, not at all.
Stranger things have happened, but I don't see it. So now they signed Kante and Drinkwater, I believe, for £6.5 million a few seasons ago.
It's a cracking profit, isn't it? From a business point of view.
Yeah, from a business point of view, what a profit they've done. So they've signed these two players who you can say mediocre, or Kante, unheard of, for me anyway.
Time,
and turned them into a core of a great team that went on to win the league. Surprised everyone who went on to win the league, and now sold them on for what? 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. How much did this?
Kante went for about the same price, wasn't it?
Exactly.
I think it was just under 40, wasn't it? When Kante went.
So it's cracking bit of business for them.
Yeah.
can't knock down Leicester for agreeing to that deal.
Yeah, I mean, we did mention it earlier, this Adrian Silva from Sporting Lisbon. Leicester tried to sign him as a replacement, and it turns out the deal sheet that they submitted to get the extra time, apparently that went through okay, but then all the final paperwork arrived 14 seconds past the deadline, which is absolutely heartbreaking.
Was the fax machine broken again?
It could. I think it is a bit of a similar situation with De Gea.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a bit harsh on him, but yeah. Speaking about the window, there's talks this week about the Premier League pushing forward the deadline to before the first game of the season. At first, when I first thought about it, my initial thoughts were, yeah, I like it. None of this. You play a couple of games, players like, oh, I don't know what I want to do, and then you get off. In that sense, I'm okay with it. However, let's say we sign players that we want, all the English clubs, we go, alright, we're happy, bang. And then for the next few weeks, the Spanish clubs, Italian clubs, German clubs, even the Chinese and stuff, they're going, okay, well, I'll have this fella, I'll have this fella, I'll have this fella.
Yeah,
you can't replace him.
Yeah, so if they're going to do that, which I agree with you, I think it's a great thing. Get your squad in before the season starts. Get a summer of pre-season with that team that's going to be starting the season for them. So that way, everyone gets to know each other. They train together for a few months, or maybe at least a month, and then they start the season, and then they already know each other. They know how each other's style of play. So none of this last minute, bringing in players. But if they're going to do that, they must, I don't know how they're going to do this, but they have to implement a ruling saying that no outs as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think they should. I don't know if they can. I don't think they can, because it's really up to the other leagues.
Yeah, it'll be a
UEFA thing, not an FA thing. So unless they can get some sort of approval or permission from UEFA, it's not going to work, like you said. It's not going to work. But I do hear from the initial meeting that they've had, majority of the managers are keen on this.
Yeah.
Despite what you said, they're still keen on it.
Yeah.
So maybe these are the managers of the bigger teams that are convinced that they can keep their major players once the season starts.
Yeah. Now, and if that is the case, it might be one of them, as we said about, stay for another year and all that.
Yeah.
It could be that it becomes quite common where they say, right, our deadline's out, we're not getting anyone else in. If you're thinking of leaving, forget about it.
Yeah.
Not happening until next year.
Yeah.
That might be a more common practice
after
this comes in. So
which is good in a way.
Yeah.
So if they can work around it, it should be good.
Yeah. I was saying there is an option, like when they could end up voting on it as early as this week, but there is an option where they can say yes, but subject to further talks. They want to know more details or potentially tweaks a few things.
Yeah.
So it won't be that long, because if it does go in, it'll be next summer.
Yeah.
So we'll have to get known a bit earlier.
Yeah, definitely.
That might scupper Tottenham's plans a little bit, rather than waiting until the season starts.
Yeah, well,
never know.
Well, it urged teams to get business done early. Obviously, in United's case, Mourinho wanted 4 players. He got 3.5 because Zlatan left and came back. Now he's got 3.5, but so I think he's quite okay with that. He definitely seems content with that, because there were no last minute deals. There were talks that we put in a bid for Bale last minute, and they hijacking Sanchez from City, and a couple of others, but Mahrez, there was talks of Mahrez coming to United on deadline day, but I think everyone sort of knew that, even as fans, although we were kind of hoping there might be something. It was a pretty boring deadline day for us, and we sort of knew back of our heads anyway that nothing was going to happen. And in a way, it's good, because you're not nervous. If something does happen, great. It doesn't, you're not that bothered, because you've already done the business beforehand. Yeah.
Alright, so no more transfers until January.
Yeah.
Could be, it's one of them. Halfway through the season, you get a couple of injuries, or someone's not working out. see what happens.
Well, the Sun, and the papers like the Sun are still linking people to different clubs. I don't even know what that's all about. Yeah.
Oh god.
Or shall we say the scum? Yeah.
Don't like using that name, but
Yeah.
it's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry if you wrote for the Sun.
I'm not sorry. No, not having it. Alright, right, well, cheers for joining us on Transfer Discussions. Stay tuned to us, we'll be doing a preview on the fixtures coming up for this weekend. Okay?
Premier League's back.
Yes! So happy. Alright, all the best, guys.